Hey, what's going on YouTube? This your boy I am Cord coming back with y'all with another tutorial. I know it's been a long time, but just been working and going to school at the Art Institute of Atlanta. But here we go. So I see a lot of people been asking me about how to use Maschine with Logic and how do I use it with Logic. And a lot of people been hitting me up on Instagram about it. For the most part, I'm always on Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, just hit me up at I am Cord, Khord. But let's get into it. So I already got this beat that I started in Logic Pro X. I moved from FL Studio onto Logic Pro, as you can see now. Um, but I opened up Maschine, as a plug-in, as you can see. And we just go solo Maschine right quick. So yeah. So I also added homicide as an effects on my 808 in here. So for those that already use Maschine, as you know, you can go in here, like say for instance, if I gotta, you find the sound that you want. Let's go. Let's see what we got. So I'm gonna just add some hi-hats. What we got? So say if I wanted to add, I don't know, we gonna do some hi-hats anyway. Even though I already got some hi-hats. So I'm gonna go to sound 7 right here. Since it's empty, I'm gonna double click on here. So as you know, you can also play it with your MIDI keyboard, your MIDI controller, or I can play it with the actual Maschine hardware, which I do have, which is right there. So we gonna do it for, so that's 8 bars right there. I got 4 bars. Alright, so say if I wanted to add some hi-hats right here. I'm hitting the pads right now. And I want to add another hi-hat. So So what I done, I used the note repeat function that's on the Maschine hardware itself, and you could choose whether it's in 16th, 8th notes, all that. But say I added that, I got all 3 of these. Got my 3 hi-hats, my 808, my clap, my snare, my kick. Boom. And with me, I want to be able to mix these sounds in Logic itself and not inside of Maschine. That's just my workflow. So in order for me to do that, as you can see, let me move this out the way. Well, yeah, let me move it out the way. As you can see, I only got this one track right here for Maschine. So when I opened up the Maschine plugin, I used the multi output instead of the stereo version. And the reason I done that so I could have multiple outputs. So let's open up the mixer in Logic. When you use the multi-output uh, machine plugin, it gives you this little plus sign. So what I need to do is I want to see, okay, how many tracks, how many instruments I got in machine right now. I got 7, as you can see. So what I need to do is add 7 more tracks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Command S to save. That's a habit you need to get into if you ain't already into it. And I will need to rename these. Well, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna rename these to their respective tracks. I know once you add these tracks, they will go in order from left to right, top to bottom. So this is my 808. This is my clap. This is my snare. You know what? I'm gonna move this kick up. I'm particular about where I like my sounds to be, so this is gonna be my kick right here. My clap. I think I'm gonna move down here. And these hi-hats right here. That's just my way of organizing. I'm sorry. So that's my snare, hi-hat, hi-hat 2, hi-hat roll. And this is my clap right here. Command S to save. When I hit the space bar, you see it's still playing right here. So how come it's not coming out right here? Well, we need to set these up, set these tracks up. So what I want to do, I'm gonna go back here. We're gonna start on the 808. I'm gonna hit this button right here, and that's gonna show me my output. And right now, my output destination is as a group. So I want to change this in the order. Well, we're gonna start with 2. External 1, I think, is for the machine plugin itself, from what I've been reading about. But I'm gonna start with external 2, and so forth. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now, you see, now my sounds are coming into Logic. And you can see this kick is hitting hard as I don't know what. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to my mixer. And what I wanna do is bring this kick down. So I'm just go bring those down to a reasonable level so that it's not peaking as soon as it comes into Logic. I'll be able to adjust the amplitude of it once I get done from within Logic itself. So now that we got that straightened out, I come out of this. So now I can close this for right now. Now I want to highlight or select these 7 tracks. And I'm going to go to Option and go to Create Tracks for Selected Channel Strips. When I do this, what that does is added here in my main workspace. So now, as you can see, it's still playing. So now, what we need to do now, we'll go ahead, this right here. This is for the 808. You see the MIDI channel is set to 2. This one is 3. Snare is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What we need to do now is I need to open up the Maschine plugin again. And I need to set these up, these MIDI channels, to come back into Maschine. So I'm gonna go to the input, which is right here. I'm gonna go to MIDI. I'm gonna select, or I'm gonna hold shift and select all of them, and I'm gonna change all these to active. Now I need to do the same thing as I did with the output. I need to change the channel to match its respective channel. So the 808 is MIDI channel 2, kick 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Command S to save. Now, how do I get these sounds or MIDI notes like this? You know, I want to put my MIDI notes on each respective track in Logic. So in order for me to do that, boom, boom, I'm gonna hold shift, select these. I don't think you gotta hold shift, but that's just my habit just in case it has faults. I'm gonna drag this over. I know it's a 4-bar loop, so it really don't matter if I got my cycle on or not, but I'm gonna use this function right here. This will drag the MIDI notes for pattern 1. I'll drag it, drop it. There got my MIDI notes right there. Move this out of the way. So sometimes they'll be out of order, and if they're out of order, you just gotta make sure, like, the way you named them, you know which one is which. But you also use this as a guide to help you with knowing where they go. And sometimes when you have, I know I've encountered this when I have had more than, you know, like a good amount of instruments in here on my group A, and sometimes one of those instruments won't drag out. So if that happens to you, all you have to do is just select that instrument inside Maschine that didn't drag and drop right here, go to the piano roll, and then drag it out from there using this function. So in this case, everything did drag out. So as you can see, it is out of order. My 808 is right here. My clap is right here. My snare, my kick right there. Boom. That's my hi-hat roll. So I don't know which one of these is which, but I can tell just by looking at the MIDI notes right here and right here that this one is their first hi-hat and this one is the second. Now once we have that, everything's playing, right? But now, as you can see, it is past these regions, but the drums is still playing. But I don't want that. So I'll make sure I'm back at the beginning. I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna click this plus sign to add another scene. And what this does is it kind of like shuts it off, cuts it off. You know what I'm saying? So now let's close this. And there you have it. So now my MIDI notes are in here. I can edit each one of these or mix them separately, you know, without having to worry about everything being mixed at the same time. So as you can see, I could go in here just for quick purposes, add an EQ to the hi-hat, blah blah. But we're gonna take this off, and now I can do this. I can select all of them, hit Command R, and now they're all lined up. And what you can also do when you have this, you can go in here, you can still edit the MIDI notes from within Logic now. I can also record with my MIDI keyboard as long as I got this track right here. So say I'm gonna select these, Command R. I'm gonna stop using solo. So if I wanted to record right now, just hit record. And just quantize it if need be. So I'm gonna Command 4 to bring up the piano roll. Hold Shift and use my mouse to drag over. Boom. So this one is on C3. I'm gonna use this one for right here. So now Command 4 on here. As you can see, it is definitely on F sharp. So I Command A, and I want to bring it down to C3. So I can hold Shift and Option to bring it down the whole octave, then just hold Option and bring it down on the C3. And that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's my workflow, how I use Maschine inside of Logic. If y'all have any more questions as far as any more tutorials or any questions that y'all need help on, just hit me up. I still can help you with FL Studio if y'all need help. I do go back to it from time to time, like to get some of my older projects and bring them into Logic. So I'll show y'all a tutorial on that next, how to export your pretty much like, say if I wanted to export my session out of FL Studio, but I want to mix it in Logic. I'll show you how to bring it into Logic and mix it from there, or bring it into Pro Tools, whichever one. They're both kind of the same thing, except with Logic, you got to do a few more things. So, and I'm not talking about the WAV files, I'm talking about exporting the MIDI. Say if cause some of my beats aren't finished in FL Studio, so if I want to finish them, I don't like working in FL Studio now since I've gotten into a good workflow with Logic now, so I export the MIDI from that FL Studio session and bring the MIDI notes into Logic. So I'll show y'all how to set that up, and that's pretty much it. Like I said, hit me up if y'all need anything. I'm always on Instagram if y'all got any questions, at I am Khord, Khord. Peace out. Appreciate the love from everybody as well.